There is a solution to the hourly long congestion, a solution to the sickening smog that descends upon Delhi, a solution to the increase in heart disease and obesity. There is a solution, and it's not what you might think. This story begins in 2013. There are a couple of things that are imperative for your understanding. I lived in an apartment complex called Palm Springs, and directly opposite me, there was a small mall filled with Korean bakeries and music shops. And between this mall and I, a reigning demon lived who terrorized everybody in his path. He had a thunderous attitude and loved to gobble up pedestrians. Engineered to kill, crossing this demon was an absolute nightmare. It was a stretch of tarmac called Golf Course Road. I attended a music school in which my guitar teacher looked like he was about to smack you at any given moment in time. He hated chubby children who came late, and on this fine afternoon, I was both. The cataclysmic events of my dad forgetting to call the driver and both my parents being busy at the office had happened. I was awaiting impending doom, and there was no option but to wait. I was going to be late. Suddenly, a flicker of hope flew across my brain. What if I walked? What if I took the adventurous route and decided to walk across the great city of Gurugram? And so I did. I used the half-developing pavements. With help of the half-finished metro station, I ran, harm-free, above the car frenzy below. If I had waited, however, if I had waited for my parents to come home, if I had waited for my car to become free, I would not have reached on time. Luckily, I saw the solution in front of me. I saw the simplest solution, and I took action. My daring escapade resulted in the scoldings from my parents. Nothing to do with safety, let me tell you. They just told me I was too young. I was 11. What was the point of that seemingly pointless personal anecdote, you may ask? Well, there's a couple. Firstly, half-built metro stations will almost always result in dusty trousers. But secondly, and more importantly, walking is the future. Specifically, pavements. I truly believe that the positive externalities that pavements can have upon a society are unparalleled relative to the upfront investment required. Just think about it. Using pavements would mean using less cars, which would mean lower emissions, which would mean better air, right? But is that all that they really give us? A solution for pollution, congestion, obesity, community awareness, and a whole host of other things could be simple pavements. Can we take a second to understand how simple yet effective this could be? Why are we looking to curb pollutants by implementing citywide schemes and complex projects when we can use existing infrastructure to do exactly the same? Pavements go way beyond tangible issues in just Delhi as well. They are the skeleton of a city, a crucial ingredient in the formation of an aware community. When we walk, we are literally moving forward together. I can personally say that I have a weak grasp on the geography of Delhi because I hardly see it. Most importantly, however, above all else, pavements are the ultimate equalizer. Regardless of race, sex, caste, national origin, or a whole host of other things, everybody walks together. They are what bind a city and its people. They are living pathways of diversity through which expressions and emotions can flow. A bridge between a conurbation and its inhabitants. By taking back our pavements, we don't just help reduce our carbon pollutants or our cars' emittance. By taking back our pavements, we can take back our town. Pavements are big hammers. Big hammers, to me, are ideas. Ideas that we tend to overlook simply because we don't deem them worthy of attention. They're usually quite simple and provide proper solutions to big, big problems. When a big hammer strikes, action gets done and things get done. To me, big hammers go way beyond just pavements in Delhi as well. They're symbolic of so much bigger, and they're simple solutions that can really revolutionize the world. I'd like to share a couple of big hammers that I feel really embody to me what big hammers are. The first one is Paris. Paris and the French government is especially brilliant at implementing big hammers. The way they combated the last two heat waves of the last two summers was phenomenal. So temperatures in Paris were reaching around 40 degrees, which is insane, especially for Europe. And the French government basically did two things. Firstly, they banned cars. For the first Sunday of every month, no cars were allowed. in the majority of Paris, specifically traffic-ridden areas. Secondly, they started banning certain types of cars. For example, cars made before 1995 were known to be really polluting. So they slowly started banning them. And this ban will increase in severity every single year until it reaches its ultimate extent in 2020, where all cars made before 2010 will be banned. Can you imagine the impact that this is going to have on the heat wave and general global warming? Imagine if every conurbation were to do this. It's insane how much global warming could decrease. I'd like to end by telling you all about a spunky 5-year-old called Gaby. He was my neighbor when we lived in London, and he was especially fond of football. His only aspiration and his only thing that he wanted to do in life was to be on the school team. But sadly, the school team had a strict set of rules, one of which included being 4 feet tall. When being told that he was 2 inches too short, this chubby 4-year-old metamorphosized into a furious ball of rage. He flexed his mother on the Parent-Teacher Association. He flexed his father on the Board of Governors, but nobody would help him. He simply would not be a part of the football team. After 2 months of tremendous and tumultuous sulking, a big hammer struck Gaby. This kid put a block of wood in his shoe. That's how he became taller. I kid you not, he wore heels to football. He became the top scorer. The lesson? Ditch the studs. Big hammers have the global capability to revolutionize the world. They can solve problems, pressing or trivial, large or small, and the secret all lies in observation. Take a good look at your problem and the resources before you take action. Otherwise, we may spend insane amounts of time chasing a solution while running from a better one. Sometimes the best solution is the one you've been walking on. Thank you.